Welcome to this week's edition of Hobby Thoughts. This weekly bite-sized podcast is meant to just be a discussion starter for a wide variety of topics that are bouncing around in my brain. From hobby news, new product releases, and so many other things. The hobby is about so much more than just ripping packs, buying and selling cards. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm not a huge influencer and my voice may not be very important, but there are important conversations to be had in this hobby. And I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. So please subscribe and leave a comment down below. Welcome to episode 2. This week I'll be discussing what I call the eBay race to the bottom. And what I mean by that is, why do card prices drop so drastically after every new release? I saw a post on the Sports Card Nonsense Facebook page about a huge drop in the value of a Con Canipple Topps Chrome Fanatical short print. And that inspired this topic, but it's something that I've known for a while. Unfortunately, like so many other collectors, I had to learn it the hard way. So what happens? A new product is released with a bunch of new rookies that everybody's very excited about. Cards start flying out of rips and breaks, case hits, short prints, numbered cards, autographs. But because this hobby is trending so far in the direction of gambling, when people actually hit a big card or win, they want to get as much money back as they possibly can so they can buy their next ticket. I mean, box. But what is happening at the same time is more and more boxes are getting open. The market is getting flooded. People panic and lower their price to guarantee a quick sale. And suddenly, a card that sold for $250 a few days ago is selling for less than $100, even for a case hit of one of the best rookies. So, what can we do as sellers? Unfortunately, I really don't think there's much we can do. This is just the way things go. It's the law of supply and demand. But another big drawback is that as our card prices drop, the cost of the boxes isn't dropping, and sometimes it even goes up. Everyone always just says buy singles, but if people aren't opening boxes and selling what they pulled, there would be no singles to buy. My best advice is, if there's a product that you want to open, get it right at release, open it up, and sell anything that you hit immediately. I did this last year when I pulled the Jayden Daniels dual downtown out of the first box of Optic that I opened. That card was on eBay less than 30 seconds after I finished filming that video. It ended up selling for over $3,000, and the last sale of it a few weeks ago was for $500. I did end up holding this Wemby rookie Genesis instead of selling it right away like I probably should have. It's worth a fraction of what the first sale was, but I'm a Spurs fan. I'm a big Wemby believer, so I don't mind having this awesome card in my PC. So what can we do as buyers? I think these early buyers are trying to get cards to grade in hopes that they'll have the first PSA 10, because that draws a huge premium. The first few sales of a base Cooper Flag Topps Chrome are around $1,000 each. If a buyer bought 10 of those for $25 and then graded them for $75 each, as long as at least one out of the 10 cards that they graded got a PSA 10, they would have made money. But grading is another topic for another video. My advice to buyers is, if there's a card that you want to collect, wait at least a few months until after the release of the product, and maybe even wait until that sport is in the off season. I know it's hard because your favorite player has a really awesome card you want, but if you wait, you'll be able to get it for a fraction of what you would pay at release. At some point, there will be so many of those cards sitting on eBay that you could probably decide how much you want to actually pay for it, make an offer on one, and one of the sellers is going to accept it because they're ready to just move on from the card at that point. So what do you think? Is this something that will ever change or can ever be fixed? I guess supply and demand always determine the market, whether it be sports cards or anything else. And I think, unfortunately, this is just how it's always going to be. But let me know what you think down in the comments. And if there's other topics you want me to talk about, let me know there too. Thanks, and I'll catch you on the next video.